And today's story, which is going to help us in the story of Avot and Rabbi Yoel in our whole Indian. This is from this week's last week's or 2 weeks ago, Krach Abad, the whole section of Rabbi Yoel. Again, this is not Meduyik, so we can ask Kashas, but the general idea. Rabbi Yoel, when he wrote something, was extremely Meduyik. He would sit for hours in deep concentration, literally over a nuance, a letter, an expression. There wouldn't be a deadline to get the Maimon and Sikha out. You never would. So this is not this way. This is about to repeat it. So Rabbi Yoel said like this: in Achtas Hashem, there are 3 darges, 3 levels in Hashem's unity. Basic. So this number 1. Negating the complete independence of the Metzius of the world. The world is only a likus, and this can only be accessed through Emunah. The world is only a likus. I mean, hello, this is real to me. So, but this, the Baal Shem Tov was Machadish. He revealed, he unlocked the level of Emunah in every Yid on an instinctual level, Hashgacha Pratis, and so on. All the manifestations of what the Baal Shem Tov revealed, and that is, the world is not the Metzius for itself. He says, now we understand the whole opposition to the Baal Shem Tov. What do you mean without a Metzius? So there was a big opposition to this fiery teaching that's burning up the whole Metzius of the world. That's the first stage, that's the first dark of the Baal Shem Tov. Then along comes the Alter Rebbe. There is the world. Oh, everybody breathe a sigh of relief. Oh, so okay, there is. I am something. But your whole Metzius is you have to bring a Likus there. And this can only be if you understand. Because you got to bring it into your mind and your heart. And this is the Alter Rebbe's Chidush. This is Malamayla Lamata, to be Mamshech Likus in the world, that Seichel should understand what the Baal Shem Tov was talking about. However, even in the Alter Rebbe stage, Likus is drawn into the world, but it's not mitzad the world itself, it's Torah. This is Malamayla Lamata, I'm just saying the words here. Then there's a third level that you find the likus in the world itself. Not Torah is going to teach you, but revealed from the world itself. And that's the Rebbe's Chiddush. A moshel. He says there are 2 kinds of light. There's a light which illuminates the world, but it illuminates everything equally. But it doesn't change the world, it just illuminates it. That's one level. That's the Baal Shem Tov. Then there is, he says, there's a candle where the flame is born from the wick. Rather, the flame is grasped from the wick, the physical wick. But the wick isn't illuminating, it's the fire. And then it's the wick itself, the keli itself illuminates. And he says, we have no moshel for that because Mashiach didn't come yet, but that's what the Rebbe is doing. The mitzat with science, he doesn't go to the Riches yet, but the Welt itself is unlocking that discovery of God is from within, ultimately. Because the Torah guides, but we're not learning something, we're not being taught something, it's not a discovery of something outside. It's the primus of it, it's mitzad, the world itself. Rabbi Yoel concluded, the Alter Rebbe made a revolution that a likus can descend all the way down. So that's the revolution, the likus, that's the chiddush in the oir. We're talking the Maimer. The Rebbe's revolution is inside the world. That the world itself screams elikus. and acknowledges that its own identity is Elikus, its identity, mitzad demata. Okay, the words are a bit vague, but we're getting some kind of sense. We can think about this. The chiddush of our generation and what's happening in the world today, even the restlessness of the world, mitzad demata. Okay, food for thought. To be continued based Hashem at the Fabrengen before Slichus. I wish you have a wonderful day. Atzlacha dike day. As I mentioned, I'm just going to close the recording here. But gentlemen, so this